Hello, it's Daisy. Thank you for clicking on episode 5 within my weight loss journey. I'm going to be kind of updating some of the 5 things I'm going to be doing towards weight loss from episode 4. And I want to have more consistency with what the content I put into these videos because I feel like it's just like I press record and I'm just like, ta-da, this is coming off the top of my head and this is what I'm going to talk about. And I realize that, I'm kind of viewing this weight loss journey in a different way now. I feel like something is shifting. And which is good because it's like when I restarted my weight loss journey, I went from I was trying to stick to a carnivore diet to no diet whatsoever, and I was consistently reading the GLOW approach and realizing I don't need a diet to try and lose weight. But it was what I believed for the past 15 years. Ta-da! My mother-in-law was here last week, which was like a big pause button on everything I was doing. So for 8 days, it was just like everything was just, let's see what happens next, rather than me having this well thought out plan for the day. Kind of realizing that's a slight OCD way of viewing a day, because it's like, if we just stick to this plan, then nothing will go wrong. And it's like, nothing's stuck to my plan, everything is wrong. Like, it's like, I gotta let that go, man. Just chill. But anyway, so yeah, last Monday after she left, I weighed in at 185. And I'm telling you, like, 7 days in a row, I was drinking at least 1 cup of wine minimum, eating everything. Like, I was not calorie tracking for at least 4 of those 8 days. So I just was like really surprised. I'm like, whoa, like I had all that wine, all that food. We did do a lot of walking those last 3 days, so maybe that contributed. But then the following day, that's when my weight skyrocketed right back to my beginning point, 188. Yeah, I cannot tell you the frustration of how annoyed I am at seeing that number on the scale. Beyond frustrating. So that's what made me realize it's like I need to have like a schedule to record these videos to stay on track, because maybe I'm recording them and posting on YouTube hoping like hell somebody at least watches it. And it looks like on average 30 people watch each of these weight loss journey videos, which is great. Like that's way more than when I started out at, like in the beginning, which obviously makes sense. But anyway, but like every other weekend my fiance works, and that's like the perfect time for me to record. So every other week it's like I have more than 1 week to try and plan, and actually do my plan and figure out what's helping and what's not. What can shift, what can change, what can move, what needs to stay the same? What do I need to increase or decrease? Activity level is always something I need to increase. And now that I'm not a stay-at-home mom, that kind of makes that easier. And now I'm actually working. I work with 18 little kids, one of them actually being mine. And it gets busy. It's interesting to see how this job really challenges how to stay regulated emotionally. And if you don't know, I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and with that comes emotional dysregulation. And with that normally comes some type of trigger. Kids crying is a trigger for me. I won't go into detail why, because it doesn't involve child abuse, but children crying triggers me. And it's like the challenge to stay regulated around a ton of little kids who will pick up on your energy like little tiny vampires and exploit it. So, yeah. Recording every other Sunday, I think, is a good schedule. It will help. I can kind of take the weekend to compile information, especially with trying to juggle kids staying at home and housework, and finding the time to actually take time for myself and do something like this. That was one of the reasons why I took a break from recording, and I'd have like a video out every month, because it was just like trying to balance them plus me plus what's self-care. Like I'm really learning that, like, what self-care is, because for the past 9 years I've been a mom and never really had a chance to heal or realize that I even needed healing. Like, that's a weird thought that, I went through all these things, so really terrible things, and did not know that I had trauma. Like, it was just like, oh, this is life. This is how life is. This is normal. This chaos is normal. That's one of the things I'm trying to backpedal. So not only is it a weight loss journey, but a mental health journey too on top of that, just because the two really correlate. Anyway, because I know sometimes, like, especially on FatSecret, I've noticed some people really don't see that sometimes our physical health is directly related to mental health. That actually skips past some people, like they just sometimes don't see that. And it's like, really? Like, yeah. So in episode 4, I talked about 5 things that I am doing towards my weight loss journey. One of them was calorie tracking. But I think with calorie tracking, I really need to focus on portion control without feeling restricted. If my diet feels restricted in any way, it immediately leads me to a binge, which is what happened yesterday. But that wasn't a physical food restriction that led me to a binge. It was emotional. But yeah. Because sometimes at work, this is why I'm talking about emotional regulation and why it matters. Because if I am triggered at work, and it will lead me to overeat very easily, and especially at lunch. Like, instead of getting 1 scoop of potatoes, 1 scoop of whatever meat, like, for example, we had meatballs, mashed potatoes, something else. It was a fruit. And I was like, not just 1 scoop of potatoes. I had like 3 to 5. And then because I knew I was binging, I didn't want to see the number in my calorie tracker, so I didn't record it. That day, I didn't record dinner either. And I ended up eating more than what I needed to. So I'm seeing that the calorie tracking and my mental state and whatever's in between, like, they definitely align. And if I feel triggered at all and I don't want to record food, I end up overeating. So I need to really remember what is a normal portion size, especially at school, because that, I think, is contributing to not allowing me to stay to the 1,800 calorie limit. So that's something I need to work on. As far as exercise goes, I really need to practice doing exercise and physical therapy in the weight room. I have an entire room in my house dedicated to exercise equipment, and I don't go in there. I didn't even know. I haven't been in my exercise room in so long, I didn't know the light burnt out. My fiance found that out. Because we got some wall art to hang on the wall, and he's like, did you know this light burned out? I'm like, nah, I haven't been there in months. Sorry. So that's kind of an issue. It's like, I'll do physical therapy, like, around my living room, so that way my younger son can watch TV, and I can actually do exercise without being bothered, because I think that's one of the reasons why I don't go in the exercise room, because if I do, the kid's like, no, hey, mom's trying to get alone time. Let's go bug her. Yeah, so then I'm constantly pestered in there. So it really hasn't helped. And so that's kind of like deters me from going in there, because it's like, I'm not allowed to have me time. Like the kids, I'm really trying to enforce it and set my boundaries and be like, hey, I don't want to be bothered at this very moment. You guys are well fed. You have water to drink, clean clothes on your back, and toys to play with. I don't need to be bothered, and I really have to push that a lot. And it's like, this is what we're down to. Last video, I talked about making a weekly goal. I'm actually going to add like a small daily goal on top of that. Nothing extreme, but just to stay motivated for the day. Motivation is very unreliable. I learned that with NASM, going through online courses. Motivation's unreliable. Something has to be easy. Honestly, it has to be easy to do, or else you're not going to accomplish it. So a daily goal could be something as simple as drinking half a gallon of water for the day, if the previous day I had trouble drinking water, or taking your PM supplements, or tracking your dinner, a simple daily goal that kind of propels me towards end goals. Really, dog? I mean, that's, I think, all I really wanted to talk about is recording every other Sunday, having consistency in the video data, like weigh-ins and full body scans. And then just working on the 5 things that I talked about in episode 4 for fall to fixate on to help with assessing where I'm at and getting weight loss. So calorie tracking and being mindful of portion sizes, exercise and physical therapy need to be done in the weight room. I need to work on finding an upper body routine, like having exercise to do for upper body, because lower body is going to be all my physical therapy. Adding daily goals to weekly goals, and that was it, really. So I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.